What's good, everybody? It's UturnCrobat here. You're turning into today with another NPCC battle. I would like to say week 5. I think that's right. I don't know. Week 5 of the NPCC. This week we're going up against Uzi. I kind of forget his whole name, but Uzi. His YouTube link and everything will be down in my description below. Now, Regulator is his replacement. He unfortunately couldn't battle, so Regulator here is his replacement. Now, this team is Uzi's team. We're going up against the Bullet Punch Club, the new London Zoroarks versus the Bullet Punch Club. We're bringing a Sastic Trio, an Assault Vest Tentacruel, a berry that reduces Dark-type moves on Gengar, Choice Scarf, Kyurem, the Whackin' Berry on a Zoomerl, and the Choice Specs Analytic Magneton. Now he's bringing Crobat, Thundurus, Sneasel, Infernape, Tangrowth, and that Magearna. Now looking at that team, he could do one of two things. One, he could lead Infernape for those rocks. He could look at our team and think, oh, Doug Trio, you know, that's going to have rocks. So he could lead Crobat. We're going to get into this battle so you guys can see what goes down. And I was looking at his team, and I wasn't really sure what I really wanted to do. I did know that I wanted the rocks up. So as you're going to see momentarily right now, that makes sense, yep. I'm going to lead Doug Trio because I want to get my rocks up. Now, he makes a safe play and goes into Crobat. Right now, he could easily just defog as I go for my rocks. But seeing as how he's faster, he wants to break a potential sash that we do carry, so he's going to be U-turning out. And he was really afraid of the Stone Edge, I would have to assume, so that's one reason why he wanted to switch out. He wanted to preserve his Crobat. I'm going to go for my rocks at this point, simply because, one, I wanted my rocks. It's a shame that I did set them up early on, because Doug Trio could have helped us a little bit more in this battle, I would like to say. I wasn't really sure if this Sneasel was going to have Pursuit or Knockoff, but it was really a 50-50, so I did switch out, predicting him to go for a Knockoff, but he went for the Pursuit, and that's fine. It was 50-50, so I'm going to go into Interstellar, our Magneton, our Choice Specs Analytic Magneton, to be precise. So he's going to be switching out. He does not want to get hit with a Flash Cannon, but I'm simply just going to be going for a Volt Switch right here because I did predict him to switch out. And I don't care if this Magearna is a potential Assault Vest or whatever, or anything. I don't really care. We are Analytic with Choice Specs, so it doesn't really matter. That did a great deal of damage. I'm going to go into Tentacruel for you, our Assault Vest Tentacruel, because I know that we can take any attacks this Magearna wants to offer. And I'm going to be hitting a massive Hydro Pump. Now, that Hydro Pump was invested into 52, max special attack. So we did do a decent amount to that Magearna. Magearna does not have any recovery, so luckily we are wearing down that Magearna. He's going to be going into the Crobat, and at this point I was predicting him just to go for a defog, and it really does suck that he's going to be going for a potential defog right now. But I kind of wanted to make him pay. That's why I stayed in, because we do pack the Ice Beam on Tentacruel, so even if he did want to defog, he's going to get hurt with the freaking Ice Beam. I'm going to make him pay for defogging. So, you know what? Fuck you, Crobat. And I never really thought I would ever say that. But I did, and at this point in time, I was actually thinking he was going to roost. Because why? I don't know. Why wouldn't you roost when you're that low with Crobat? So I'm going to switch out on a predicted roost. I'm going to go into Giant Crest, our Choice Scarf Kyurem Black, because I know that this Crobat does not want to take any Ice Beams. Even though, so I did predict him to use the roost, but that prediction was unfortunately wrong because he did go for the U-turn. Predicting me to switch out, I can only assume. So he's going to go into Savage, the Infernape. And that was a great play on his part because now he has the momentum. Now none of my team wants to take a Flare Blitz or anything from an Infernape. I am going to be going into Tentacruel for you because I figured I could either take a Flare Blitz somewhat well, not too well, but somewhat well, or I just kind of wanted to sack Tentacruel off at this point. He U-turns. U-turning all a day on our team. That's a huge problem. He's going to go into the Thundurus. And unfortunately, we don't live that. With the Assault Vest and with the investments we have, we are not able to take that Thunderbolt from the Thundurus. And it sucks. But at least now we know that it is Life Orb. So we're going to go into a Zoomerl. Because if he was going to be using a Thunderbolt, then we can take that with a Whack and Berry, and we can shoot off a powerful Ice Punch. He's actually switching out into Tangrowth, and I don't really care what he wanted to do. If he was going to stay in, we were going to hit an Ice Punch. If he was going to switch out into whoever, we were going to hit an Ice Punch. If he wanted to switch into Sneasel, we could break a potential Sash or whatever, but we're going to switch out and go into Interstellar, because I figured at this point, he was going to knock off, because like 8-9 times out of 10, you will see a Tangrowth with knockoff. We're going to be going into Interstellar, because that was one of the mons that I didn't really mind having the item getting knocked off, because we are still analytic modest, so it doesn't really matter. I was going to be going for a Toxic on the Tangrowth, which would have been a great play had he not switched out into Crobat. Now, at this point in time, I can Volt Switch, I can do whatever to this Crobat. Now, he's going to be roosting, which is a problem because now, 1, he gets rid of his Flying type, and 2, he has all this freaking HP. But I am going to be making him pay with a Flash Cannon, because like I said, we are modest analytic, so he's going to be getting hurt with that Flash Cannon. And the special D drop definitely does help if I wanted, if he was going to leave Crobat in. Now, I want to shoot off another Flash Cannon. If you switched out, fine. Anyone was going to get hurt with a modest analytic Flash Cannon. If he was going to stay in, then cool. His Crobat was going to die. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately because, 1, he lets his Crobat die, which is perfectly fine, but at the same time, he was able to defog our rocks away, and we really needed those rocks to break any potential sashes on his team, so it really does suck that Crobat was able to defog, but hindsight's 2020. If I knew what happened in the battle, then I could have made different plays during the battle. He's going to be going for late, I was going to say really late game rocks, but he's going to go for late game rocks nonetheless, and luckily for us, we're able to shoot off a powerful Volt Switch. I figured this Infernape was going to be sashed just because, I don't know, that would have been a great idea if he had a sass Infernape, because he did defog the rocks away after all, but I'm going to be going into a Zoomerl. I wanted to go for an Aqua Jet, but I figured he was going to be switching out, because, I mean, really, why would you leave Infernape in on a Zoomerl with you know, the Aqua Jet? I was going to go for a Toxic just to predict the switch. Unfortunately, that Toxic miss was absolutely freaking huge. It was. It really mattered, because if we poisoned this Tangrowth right now, then we wouldn't have had to worry about it later on in the battle. He's going to be going for the Giga Drain, obviously. Now, that's fine. That's fine. It's not going to be doing too much to us. It's whatever. We did invest speed into this Interstellar in case he wasn't going to be a fast Tangrowth. Unfortunately, he does. It really sucks. See, unfortunately, he is a fast Tangrowth. We invested the speed to outspeed a non-invested Tangrowth, because why would you bring a speedy Tangrowth? But he surprised us, and he definitely brought a speedy Tangrowth, because that's the only reason why he outsped our Magneton, and it sucks. But, I mean, whatever. It really surprised us, and it really just cost us, momentum right there. I went for the Sludge Bomb because if he was going to stay in, I wanted to get massive damage off on the Tangrowth, but I'm going to be shooting off a powerful Shadow Ball right here. From that range, I figured it was going to kill Magearna, but it didn't. Freaking Assault Vest and freaking rolls. All I'm going to say is rolls, because that's exactly what happened. It was a roll as to whether or not we were going to kill Magearna or not, and fortunately, we didn't. The roll was not on our side. So first we missed the Toxic, and now we have a roll that does not want to play well with us at all. Even if we're going to eat our berry right now, this knockoff's going to kill. It's a freaking Sneasel, and from the range we were at, that knockoff was definitely going to be killing, and it really sucks because Sludge Bomb on Gengar would have destroyed that Tangrowth. I'm going to be going into a Zoomer at this point because we're kind of running out of mons. We only have 2, and he has plenty. He has plenty. At this point, he does not want to get hurt with any Aqua Jets, any Play Roughs, anything. So I'm going to be going for an Ice Punch. 1, I wanted to break a Sash on the freaking Sneasel if it was Sash. I wanted to just really do anything. And at this point in time, seeing as how he did switch out into the Tangrowth and I hit the Ice Punch, I was actually really hoping for a freeze because, fuck, we really needed something going our way. But luckily now we're able to Toxic the Tangrowth, which does suck. Okay, 1, it sucks that we're able to Toxic the Tangrowth now, because earlier on in the battle, had we Toxic it before, it would have helped a lot. Unfortunately, it's whatever. This game wasn't really going our way for a couple reasons, but I'm just switching into Johnny Christ because I was predicting another Sludge Bomb. The rocks freaking hurt our team bad, and it was a good play on his part to go for late game rocks. It really, really was. He's gonna go for Sludge Bomb though, and I know now that I can just start sweeping a little bit with Ice Beam or Dragon Claw, whatever I do choose, simply because I'm Scarfed. And if he wants to fodder off the Magnearna, which he's going to be doing right now, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to lock myself into Ice Beam because I know that Tangrowth does not want to take an Ice Beam. I know that if that Infernape isn't Scarfed, he does not want to take an Ice Beam from the range he is at. He's going to be switching out into Thunderous, though. Now, I am Scarfed, so I know that I can outspeed and hit off a powerful Ice Beam on this Thunderous, because the Thunderous is Life Orb, and I know from that range we can destroy this Thunderous. Now, thank God we're able to live, and the rolls were on our side. I don't even think it was a roll. I just think we would have normally KO'd that Thunderous anyways. He's going into Sneasel. At this point, I kind of need to fodder off Azumarill. It sucks. It really, really sucks because we really kind of need the Aqua Jet for the Infernape. But we need to switch up our moves on Kyurem Black. So, seeing as how we only have the 2 Mons, we had to fodder somebody off, and Kyurem Black at this point was our win column because we are Scarfed after all. So at this point, I can easily just lock myself into Dragon Claw and just start sweeping. At this point, starting right now, we're going to be after the rocks, and it's a great shame that the rocks are up right now because it's just hurting our team very, very bad. Luckily, he didn't go for Ice Shard or anything, so we're able to take out this non-sassed Sneasel. I wasn't sure if it was going to be sassed or not. Thank God it wasn't, because we would have just lost right there. He's going to be going into Savage, so we're bringing the differential down a little bit, luckily, but he's going to be outspeeding because he is now revealing he is a Scarfed Infernape. Now, that kind of is annoying. It's annoying because he would have outsped us anyways, and if we had Aqua Jet, then that would have been freaking amazing. But we didn't get 5-0'd, which is kind of seems to be the norm in this league as of late. It's weird. But we didn't get 5-0'd, luckily. We brought the differential down to at least 2-0. So, I mean, that's something. At least it's something. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this battle, hindsight is 2020. Had I known how this battle was going to go, then I wouldn't have made some of the plays that I did. And I wouldn't have really led off with Dugtrio, or at least I would have tried hitting a Stone Edge, or just doing something different. I could have easily led with Magneton. Looking at his team, he could have easily led with the Crobat. He could easily outspeed Dugtrio like you saw turn 1. And I could have just led off with Magneton. He would have went into... He didn't bring Golurk, so I could have just Volt switched all around his team. But hindsight's 2020. It is what it is. We did lose, but it was a great game nonetheless. Oh my god. Greg, you are an amazing battler. You really are. I would like to battle you some more. If you're even watching this, I don't even know if you are, but whatever. I think I'm going to be ending it right here. I mean, I'm not salty about this at all. I'm really not. It was a great game. Hindsight's 2020. That's all I'm going to say. But it was a great game. I hope you guys who are watching enjoyed it. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I hope all of you have a great day, and I'll catch all of you all on the flip side.